Over my dead body will you marry the prince? My daughter is the rightful queen. Go back to the river where you belong. She will never be the queen. Over my dead body will I let that happen. They hated her so much, but they did not know a big secret. This child came from the water. When you hurt her, the river gets very, very angry. Now they have made a terrible mistake. This mistake will not just break them, it will wash away their whole village and all the towns near them too. Let's go back to how it all began. But before I start, as usual, please subscribe, like, and comment. This keeps me encouraged. Also, do let me know which of the AMI stories you have watched that you really enjoyed. Now sit and enjoy the story. A long, long time ago, in the peaceful village of Iliomi, life moved slowly and gently like the flow of a calm stream. The houses stood proudly made of rich red mud, their walls smooth and strong from careful hands. Roofs of dried palm leaves rustled softly in every breeze, providing cool shade under the hot sun. The people of Iliomi were content in their simple ways. They rose with the dawn to tend their farms, planting yams in the dark, fertile soil and singing old songs that had been passed down through generations. At night, under the silver glow of the moonlight, they gathered to tell stories, laugh, and dance, their voices rising like smoke from cooking fires. But one fateful day, everything changed in a way no one could have foreseen or explained. It was the middle of a bright, ordinary afternoon. The sun hung high and strong in the sky, pouring golden light over the fields and huts. Children played near the paths, women carried baskets on their heads, and men rested in the shade after morning work. Suddenly, without warning, the air grew strangely cold, unnaturally cold for such a sunny day. A chill spread across the skin of every person, making them pause and look upward. The sun, once big and blazing, began to dim. A dark shape, black and menacing, slowly crept across its face. It was not rain clouds gathering, nor smoke from distant fires. It looked exactly like a giant hand reaching from the heavens to cover the light, blocking it step by step until the world grew darker and darker. Birds that had been singing suddenly fell silent and flew frantically back to their nests. Goats stopped chewing grass, their ears twitching in fear, and ran to hide under trees or behind huts. The entire village plunged into an eerie twilight, as dark as the deepest hole dug in the earth. "What is this?" the old people cried out, their voices trembling with terror. They beat their chests in fear, calling on ancestors and gods for protection. "The Abami sun is here. This is a day of a great curse." The word spread like fire through dry grass, filling every heart with dread. Inside a small, humble house near the edge of the village, a woman named Omalara lay on a mat, sweating heavily and crying out in pain. Her baby was coming. Right in the middle of this terrifying darkness, her mother, Mamagba, an elderly woman with wise, wrinkled hands, knelt beside her, holding a small clay lamp. The tiny flame flickered and danced in the strange wind that seemed to blow through the cracks in the walls, making shadows jump across the room. "Push, my daughter," Mamagba said softly, her voice shaking with both worry and love. "The gods are with you, my child." Omalara gripped the edges of the mat, her body trembling with effort. With one final powerful push, a baby girl entered the world. She was strikingly beautiful even in that first moment, her skin smooth and white like fresh milk, glowing softly in the dim lamplight. But when the baby opened her eyes, they were a deep, startling blue, the color of the sky just before a heavy rain. And her hair's soft, fine strands were pure white, the kind the elders called deda, a sign of something special, something otherworldly. Outside the hut, a heavy booming drum began to sound. It was the king's drum, deep and mournful, the kind beaten only for the most serious events, usually death or great calamity. The sound rolled across the darkened village, making hearts pound with fear. "Search through the whole village," the Balagan shouted, his voice carrying authority and urgency. He was a tall, broad man holding a big, heavy knife that glinted even in the unnatural darkness. "Search every hut. The oracle has spoken. Any child born on the day of the Abami sun must be sacrificed to the earth. If we do not obey, our fires will never light again, and our rain will never fall. The land will die." Omalara's heart shattered at those words. She pulled her newborn close to her chest, feeling the baby's tiny, soft body against her skin. The infant did not cry loudly. She simply looked up with those big blue eyes, calm and trusting. Tears poured from Omalara's eyes like rain, falling onto the baby's tiny head. They will not take her, Omalara whispered fiercely, her voice low but determined. They will not. Omalara, look at me, Mamagba said gently, her old eyes filled with sorrow and resolve. She reached for a large basket woven from dried sticks, strong yet light. Inside, she placed a soft, clean cloth she had kept for special moments. The guards are already searching the house next door. If you stay here, they will find you both and hurt you. The river is the only path to escape. Omalara, still weak from childbirth, forced herself to stand. Her legs trembled, but her will was iron. She wrapped her baby carefully in the cloth, tucking her in securely, and placed her in the basket. Leaning down, she kissed the baby's smooth forehead, breathing in the sweet, new scent like fresh flowers after rain. I hope the water spirits watch over you, my little one, she whispered, tears choking her words. She slipped out through the back door of the hut, moving quietly into the tall grass that grew thick behind the houses. The sharp edges of the leaves cut into her arms and legs as she ran, but she felt no pain, only desperate fear for her child. Behind her, she could hear the soldiers' voices growing closer, their footsteps heavy and determined. I see her. She is running toward the woods, a guard yelled. Omalara reached the banks of the great ocean river. The water rushed fast and clear, crashing against smooth rocks with a powerful roar. She dropped to her knees at the edge, the basket clutched tightly in her arms. "O ocean, mother of all waters," she cried out, her voice breaking. "Take me instead, but save this baby. Protect her, please." With shaking hands, she pushed the basket into the current. The river seized it immediately, carrying it swiftly downstream into the growing darkness. Omalara stood frozen, watching until the basket vanished around a bend. Just then, rough hands grabbed her shoulder from behind. A guard spun her around and forced her to the ground, pressing the cold edge of a cutlass against her heart. Omalara looked up at him, no fear left in her eyes, only a strange, calm smile. "You are too late," she said quietly. "The river has taken her home." The baby did not cry as the basket floated away. She lay peacefully, staring up at the black sky with wide blue eyes, as if she understood everything. Deep beneath the surface of the water, something ancient stirred. Aya Ashen, the great mother spirit of the river, made of flowing water and living nature, awoke. She sensed the small basket drifting toward danger, a sharp rock jutting out like a threat. With a gentle lift of her hand, Aya Ashen commanded the river. The water obeyed like a living thing. The fierce current softened, waves curling protectively around the basket. The threatening rock moved aside as if pushed by invisible hands. The river began to sing, a soft, sweet lullaby that only the baby could hear, soothing and warm. Aya Ashen reached out with shimmering fingers and placed a beautiful necklace around the infant's tiny neck. It held a glowing blue stone surrounded by delicate beads that caught the faint light like stars underwater. "This is my heart," Aya Ashen whispered. "As long as you wear this, the water will be your father and your mother. It will fight for you. It will hide you. It will never abandon you." The basket floated for a long, long way. Past thick woods where monkeys watched curiously from high branches, past quiet bends where fish swam in silver schools, past hidden places known only to the spirits. Finally, when the sun began to return and chase away the darkness, the basket drifted to a gentle, peaceful spot along the riverbank. This was where village women came every day to wash clothes, beating fabrics against rocks and chatting softly. A woman named Aduni was there alone that morning, kneeling at the water's edge, scrubbing her family's clothes with tired hands. Aduni was a deeply sad woman. For many years she had prayed desperately for a child of her own, but none had come. Her family mocked her, calling her barren, a witch cursed by the gods. The pain had carved deep lines into her face. "O Ashen, mother spirit," Aduni whispered, dipping her feet into the cold water. "I have given you gifts of fruit and cloth. Please give me a reason to be happy. Give me a child to hold." At that exact moment, the basket floated right in front of her. Aduni gasped, her heart leaping. She reached out quickly and pulled it to the bank. When she looked inside and saw the beautiful baby with white hair and blue eyes, tears of pure joy flooded her eyes. "My daughter," she cried, lifting the child gently and holding her close to her chest. "You are my daughter." In that instant, Aduni felt a warm, miraculous sensation deep in her belly. She did not know it yet, but the baby's quiet magic, tied to the river, had touched her, healing what had been broken for so long. She would soon carry her own child. Aduni carried the baby home, cradling her carefully. To the village, she said she had found the infant abandoned in the bushes near the river. She named her Tiwa, meaning taste of royalty, because even as a tiny baby, she carried an air of something regal. 1 year later, true to the miracle, Aduni gave birth to her own daughter Saad. The two girls grew up together in the same house, but as the years passed, happiness slowly drained away. Aduni began to look at Tiwa with resentment. Tiwa was too special, too different. Wherever Tiwa walked, her feet remained clean. No dust or mud clung to them. When she felt thirsty on hot days, a small gentle rain cloud would appear above her head alone, cooling her without wetting anyone else. These small wonders made Aduni jealous. She saw her own daughter Saad struggling ordinary, while Tiwa seemed blessed up. By the time the girls reached 18, Tiwa had grown into the most beautiful young woman in the village. Her skin glowing, her white hair shining like silk, her blue eyes calm and deep. But Aduni treated her like a servant, forcing her to do the hardest work while pampering Saad. "Tiwa, why is the floor dirty?" Aduni would yell, sitting comfortably while braiding Saada's hair with expensive beads. "Go grind the peppers. Go wash the clothes at the river. Do not come back until the sun sets." Tiwa's hands became rough and cracked from endless labor. Her clothes were old, patched, and too small, but she never complained or spoke harshly. "Yes, mommy," she would reply softly, picking up her heavy water pot and heading out. As she walked under the burning sun, a cool wind always touched her feet. She looked down and saw a thin line of clear water following her path across the dry ground, keeping her steps cool and refreshed. Tiwa smiled gently. "Thank you, my friend," she whispered to the water, feeling its quiet love to the river. Other girls gathered, arguing over the cleanest spots where the water ran clearest. When Tiwa approached, they pushed her aside. "Move out of the way, Tiwa. You don't belong here. Go to the back of the line." Tiwa said nothing. She walked to a dirty, neglected part of the riverbank where mud clouded the water. Kneeling down, she touched the surface gently with her fingers. "Please," she whispered. The water responded instantly. Dirt swirled away as if swept by invisible hands. The stream became crystal clear and cool. It rose up willingly, filling her pot to the brim without her even dipping it fully. The other girls stopped arguing. They stared in shock and whispered fearfully, "She is a witch." Tiwa finished quietly and returned home. But when she arrived, the compound was filled with excitement. The king's messenger blew a loud horn, calling everyone to listen. "Listen, everyone," the man shouted. "The prince is coming to the river tomorrow. He seeks a wife who is good, strong, and humble. Every unmarried girl must bring her water pot. If the prince drinks from your pot, you will become the queen." Aduni's eyes lit up with greed. She saw a path to riches and power. Turning to Saad, she said fiercely, "You will be the one. I will give you the best beads, the finest cloth. You will marry the prince, and we will leave this muddy house forever." The next morning, the sun rose like a ball of golden fire, bright and promising. Inside Aduni's house, chaos reigned. The air smelled thick with scented oils and palm butter. Saad stood impatiently while Aduni dressed her. "Stand still, Saad," Aduni yelled, piling heavy, expensive beads onto her daughter's head. She pulled the wrapper tight around Saada's waist until she could barely breathe. "You must look like a king's daughter today. If the prince chooses you, we will be rich. We will eat meat every day and walk on gold." Saad admired herself in a cracked mirror, applying red lip paint. "I am the prettiest girl here, Mama. The prince won't even glance at the others. They look like goats next to me." In the smoky corner of the kitchen, Tiwa knelt, blowing on stubborn coals to start the cooking fire. Ash covered her face, her eyes stung from smoke. She glanced at Saada's beautiful beads and fine clothes but said nothing. She knew Aduni would never allow her to go to the river, so she didn't ask. "Tiwa, why are you looking?" Aduni snapped suddenly. She threw a dirty rag at her. "Clean the floor. Don't let your shadow touch Saada's dress. You are a mud child. Stay in the dark where you belong." Down by the river, the scene looked like a bustling market. Colorful wrappers, laughter, music from small drums. The air buzzed with hope. The Prince Adajir sat on a high chair covered in rich leopard skin. He was tall, handsome, his dark skin shining like polished wood. But his eyes looked tired. He had watched hundreds of girls pass, each trying desperately to catch his attention. One girl pretended to trip so he would catch her. He looked away. Another swayed her hips seductively. He hissed in annoyance. "Next!" the guard shouted. Saad stepped forward, moving her hips dramatically so her beads clinked loudly. She walked to the water's edge, trying to look elegant, but she was too busy staring at the prince's gold rings and didn't notice the slippery mud. She wobbled, nearly falling. Laughter rippled through the crowd. Saada's face burned red with embarrassment. She reached for her pot, but her hands were empty. "My pot!" Saad screamed. "Mama, my pot is not here." In her excitement to look perfect, she had forgotten the water pot at home. Without it, she could not prove her worth. She stood frozen, humiliated, while others laughed. Back at the house, Aduni paced furiously. Suddenly she spotted the large, beautifully decorated clay pot sitting by the firewood. "Alora Borku!" she screamed, slapping her forehead. "That girl ruined everything." She ran to Tiwa, who was still washing pots. Grabbing her by the hair, Aduni yanked her up. "You! Take this pot. Run as fast as you can. Give it to Saad before the prince leaves. If you fail, you will sleep outside with the snakes tonight." Tiwa grabbed the heavy pot without protest. No time to wash the ash from her face or change her torn clothes, she simply ran. Through village paths, dodging people, her breath coming in gasps. "Saad, take it!" Tiwa panted, pushing through the crowd to reach her sister. But as Tiwa stepped onto the river sand, the water began to hum, a low, powerful vibration. The blue stone necklace around her neck glowed brightly. Tiwa tripped on a root. The heavy clay pot flew from her hands. Everyone gasped. The pot would shatter. But it did not fall. A massive wave rose from the river, shaped like a giant, gentle hand. It caught the pot midair and placed it safely back into Tiwa's hands. Another wave splashed gently across her face, washing away every trace of ash and dirt. Her skin glowed radiant. The water swirled around her feet, sparkling like diamonds, bowing to her. The prince stood up slowly. His heart pounded. He walked down from his chair, past the other girls, past the crying Saad. He stopped directly in front of Tiwa. He saw the glowing blue light. He saw the water honoring her. Without a word, he took his golden cup, dipped it into Tiwa's pot, and drank deeply. "This is the one," the prince said clearly. He reached out to touch her hand. Tiwa's heart nearly stopped. She looked at the prince, then at Saada's face twisted in rage like a monster. Terrified, Tiwa pulled away and ran into the woods. A small trail of river water followed her, protecting her path. Back at home, chaos erupted. "He picked her," Saad wailed, throwing herself onto the floor. She tore off her beads, breaking them. "Mama, he didn't even look at me. He chose the slave girl, that dirty witch." Aduni stood frozen, shaking with fury, not tears but pure anger. "Be quiet," she roared. Saad froze. Aduni's voice dropped to a cold, terrifying whisper. "She will not marry him. I will not let her. No one marries a girl who is dead." Tiwa crept quietly into the house, hoping to explain. Aduni didn't hesitate. She grabbed a heavy wooden stake and struck Tiwa across the back. Tiwa fell, crying out in pain. "You think you are smart," Aduni hissed, grabbing Tiwa's neck. "You used your witchcraft to steal the prince. You made my daughter look foolish." "I didn't do anything, Mommy," Tiwa sobbed. "The water just came to me. I tried to run away." "And you will keep running," Aduni whispered viciously. "You are going into the deep ocean where you belong." Saad, get the ropes. Tonight, the princess queen will go away forever. Aduni and Saad dragged Tiwa toward the tall, dangerous cliffs overlooking the ocean. Tiwa's feet bled from sharp rocks, but she did not cry out. Her heart was too broken. "Please," Tiwa said softly, looking at the woman she had called mother for 18 years. "I did all the work. I cooked the food. I did everything you asked. Why do you hate me?" Aduni stopped at the cliff's edge. Below, the ocean roared like 1,000 hungry lions. "I hate you because you are not my real child," Aduni hissed, eyes wild. "Every time I look at you, I remember my own daughter is not as good as you. You are like a shadow, and shadows must disappear." Sod stepped forward with a sharp, rusty knife, smiling cruelly. You think the prince will marry you? She grabbed Tiwa's blue stone necklace. This is why he likes you. I should have thrown it away long ago. Sod sliced the string. The glowing blue stone fell into the dirt. The moment the necklace left Tiwa's skin, the air grew intensely hot, but the angry women were too furious to notice. Goodbye, witch, Aduni said. Together they pushed Tiwa over the edge. Tiwa fell through the air until the black water swallowed her completely. Aduni and Sod stood at the top, laughing. They picked up the blue stone and walked away, believing they had won. Under the water, the river wrapped around Tiwa like a soft blanket. It carried her far down the coast, laying her gently on white sand in a distant village. Tiwa lay asleep, hair salty, skin pale. A woman walking the beach looking for herbs saw her and gasped. Oh no! Is this another soul lost in the sea? She ran to Tiwa and turned her over. Then she stopped breathing. She saw the white hair. She saw the small birthmark on Tiwa's shoulder, the same mark she had given her own baby 18 years ago for protection. My daughter, the woman Omalara whispered, voice shaking. Tears fell as she hugged Tiwa tightly. The river brought you back. My baby is home. She carried Tiwa to her small house, fed her warm soup, rubbed her with healing oils, and cried with overwhelming joy. But back in Iliomi village, disaster had begun. When the necklace was cut and Tiwa thrown into the sea, Aya Ashen became furious. She transformed from gentle green spirit into a towering mountain of roaring flame. Where is my child? Her voice shook the earth. The river water turned blood red. Crops and gardens withered to black ash. The sky burned so hot birds fell dead from trees. The king ran from his palace. What is happening? The world is ending. The Babalawo threw his cowries and looked up in terror. Aya Ashen is angry. Someone tried to kill the child of the water. If she does not return, we will all be consumed like dry corn. Where is she? What does she look like? The king demanded. You will know when you see her, the wise man said. She has white hair and blue eyes like the river. I know her, the prince said quietly. She is the girl I chose to be my wife. The king ordered soldiers. Find her. Find the water girl. They stormed Aduni's house. Aduni and Sod trembled. Where is the girl? The soldiers demanded. Aduni lied desperately. She ran away. She did not want to marry the prince, so she fled into the woods. But the disasters worsened. Every river turned red. No clean water. No food. Screams filled the air. For 7 long days, suffering continued. Finally, the prince found the small house in the distant woods. He saw Tiwa sitting outside with her real mother, Omalara. The prince fell to his knees in the dirt. Tiwa, please, he begged. The world is dying. Aya Ashen is burning everything. Only you can speak to her. Soon the old king arrived, trembling. The same king who had ordered her death as a baby. He knelt before Tiwa. You tried to kill me when I was a baby. Do you remember? Tiwa asked, tears in her eyes. I was wrong, the king cried. I made a terrible law. Now blood is everywhere. Please tell me what you want so you can save us. Tiwa looked at him steadily. My price is simple. The bad law must die today. No baby born on Abami Sunday should ever be hurt again. Every baby is a gift. I promise, the king shouted. The law is gone forever. Tiwa returned to Iliomi. The heat was unbearable, but flames parted around her. She went to Aduni's house. Where is my necklace? She asked quietly. Aduni, shaking, pulled the blue stone from her clothes and threw it at Tiwa's feet. Tiwa picked it up, rest-wrung it, and placed it around her neck. Bright blue light burst from her chest, pushing back the heat. She walked to the high cliff and jumped into the boiling ocean. Swimming deep, she found Aya Ashen standing amid flames. Mother, Tiwa called. I am here. I am alive. Aya Ashen paused. The flames softened. Tiwa rose on a great wave. She touched the fire, it did not burn her. It turned to cool blue mist. Aya Ashen returned to her gentle form. She kissed Tiwa's forehead. Let the land be cool. The river cleared. Plants turned green. Cool wind blew. Aya Ashen spoke to the village. This is my daughter. If you hurt her, you hurt the earth. If you hate her, the fire will return. The The village celebrated for 7 days. Tiwa married the prince in the grandest wedding ever seen. She brought her real mother Omalara to live in the palace, in rooms filled with gold and soft silk. As for Aduni and Saad, Tiwa was too kind to kill them. Instead, they were sent to a dry, barren place where they worked in the dirt daily. Every time they thirsted for water, they remembered the girl they tried to drown. Tiwa stood on the palace balcony, touching her blue stone, smiling at the peaceful river. The baby they tried to throw away had become the queen of peace. I hope you enjoyed the story. The moral lesson is simple. Don't look down on anyone. People saw Tiwa as a mud child, a slave, but she was a queen with the great river's power behind her. You never know the greatness hidden inside someone just by their clothes. Your actions are seeds. Aduni planted hate and reaped destruction. Tiwa planted kindness and grew into royalty. What you do to others always returns to you. The Yoruba say, "Aki binu omi." No one can be angry at water. Just like water, your truth and destiny cannot be stopped. If you stay kind and keep a clean heart, the universe will fight your battles for you. Thank you for watching. This is an original story written, edited, and produced by me, Amaka Gates.